Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there.
On a pretty nice winter day for December, we're about to be January. We're here with Mr. John Plutz today. Plouts, I apologize.
Okay.
And John is with Village Scat. Now, when I think of scat, having hunted before, I think of a different scat than maybe what you're talking about.
Well, a lot of people say that.
Well, tell me something funny that's happened on the bus or just a good story.
Well, there are many. Let me tell you a good story, not a funny story.
Okay.
This is a couple of years back, one of our longtime riders, we took him to Macaulay Center just about every day. And he was just a wonderful gentleman. Well, unfortunately, he passed away. And as they were preparing for the funeral, the family called us and said, could you please give, man's name was Ray, could you
Mr. John Doe.
Yeah. Would you do us the honor of driving Ray's ashes as part of the funeral in your scat van?
How sweet. I love that story. I love that story.
I mean, the family, he appreciated our service, and obviously the family did too. And that was, one of the most memorable.
Well, how cool. No, so this is John Plutz with Village Scat, and we're going to go to their website in just a minute and take a look around. But John, in the shortest, briefest pause, you got your 30-second elevator speech. What is SCAT?
Well, first of all, I'll tell you that SCAT stands for South Central Arkansas Transportation. I'm sorry, Transit, not transportation. We provide rides in and around the village, outside of each gates, to Walmart and well beyond, for $4 each way. We're 100% volunteer organization. We currently have roughly 50 drivers and about 17 or 18 schedulers. The only compensation they get is we have a candy jar full of Snickers and Kit Kats in there.
And that includes the for $4 each way, I get a snick snack or a Kit Kat?
No, that's for the drivers and schedulers.
Oh, okay. That's what the volunteers get paid. I got it.
Right.
We'll work for sugar is what I just heard.
Exactly.
So obviously this is, you can't run a truck and an organization on $4 a trip. This is federally supported or funded or?
Well, we are, I guess the proper term would be affiliated with Central Arkansas Development Council. Mm-hmm. You can see the logo on my shirt.
CADC right there on your shirt. Yeah.
If you hear me throw that acronym out there, they provide the vast majority of our funding. They provide all the maintenance on the vans. They provide our office space. They provide, well, two of the vans we own, and we have three vans in service.
Mhm.
One of the vans is on loan from them. So
Hmm.
they really provide, uh, let's say 99% of our funding.
Well, tell me about, I mean, what's it like to be a scat driver? Number one, obviously you make great relationships with people. I mean, are you an organizer, or do you work on the scat van, or what?
Personally,
Hmm.
I am a driver. I'm also, well, president of the board of directors,
Okay.
but I've been driving since day one. I see you have our website up there
Right.
celebrating 12 years. We'll be coming up to 13 years this coming March. We began operations in March of 2010.
So give me the scenario here, and you mentioned in your very first story, which I loved, by the way, the Macaulay Center. Tell the people. I mean, John, I don't know if you've had a chance to watch all 178 episodes of Inside Out, but maybe maybe not all of them. But we have people from all over the world listening and watching, and then we have people who are literally down the street watching and listening. Tell us at a broader scale. I mean, how do I say this? Unless you've needed the Macaulay Center, unless you've needed the Boys and Girls Club, unless you've needed these things, you may not even know where they are. But what's the top 5 places that you take people to?
Well, I would have to say number one is Walmart. Hands down, that is our number one destination. Generally speaking, beyond that, recently in the last few months, we've had quite a few riders to and from the Macaulay Center.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, they're probably our number 2 destination.
Well, now hang on. What is the Macaulay Center?
Oh, okay. The Macaulay Center is a senior center. It's operated by CHI St. Vincent, just outside the gates of the village. People go there for their lunches. They provide a very affordable, healthy lunch, recreation, doing whatever, playing ping pong. They play balloon volleyball, depending on what their physical capabilities are.
Yeah.
Do jigsaw puzzles, just socialization.
Well, now, and here's, you pardon the analogy, but you're on the inside, but the outside for me is well, I just turned 60, and that's what those old people do. The bottom line is that this is a great way to socialize with other neighbors and other people in the area, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that's the Macaulay Center. I would say, generally speaking, doctors' offices, not any specific doctor, and hair appointments are probably the next 2 categories where we take people to.
Sure. Well, do you go outside the village area? I mean, if I needed a trip to the doctor in Hot Springs, you'll take me?
No, we have an operating radius of 12 miles from our office.
Okay.
Our office is located on Carmona Road in the office area, just adjacent to Deborah's restaurant.
Oh, okay. I eat there all the time. I didn't even know that's where you were.
Yes, that gets us outside the gates to the businesses outside the gates.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody needs to go to Hot Springs or Little Rock or virtually anywhere else in the state of Arkansas, CADC operates other SCAT organizations that will provide those terms. I can give you the phone number that people can call.
Yeah, actually, and I'm pulling that up. I really do want to. I've got it pulled up on the website, but if you're not watching, you're listening. It would be the SCAT office at 198 Carmona, basically beside Deborah's, Suite 5, and that's 501-915-0087. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the website here is villagescat.org. If you can't see, it's villagescat.org, all one word. I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
Yeah, that is Village Scat. That for in and around the village.
Okay.
If they need to go to Hot Springs or Little Rock or what have you, it's the other SCAT organizations that could provide that transportation. I have their phone numbers if people want them.
Yeah, go ahead and list them if you would, John, please.
That is basically if designated by county. If they live in Saline County, they should call 501-315-3687.
315-3687, and that's for Saline County, right?
Right. Garland County residents should call 501-623-2875.
Okay, 623-2875. Now, and I'm realizing now, and this is how this show works. I figure things out as we go along. Hopefully, I figure them out. Sometimes I don't always, but I usually figure them out. And what I'm hearing you say is, and what I'm realizing, we live here on beautiful Lake DeSoto, and there's probably, I don't know, 400 homes around this lake. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's maybe 5 to 6 Arkansans, native Arkansans here. As you get older, you're looking for a support group when you can't drive anymore and you can't get around by yourself. You don't just call your daughter who lives in Dallas or your son who lives in Oklahoma City and say, I need to go to the doctor. You call SCAT, right?
Exactly. A lot of our riders, they'll tell us that I rely on my neighbors to do this, and I really feel like I'm imposing on them. So they call us just to ease that burden on their neighbors that they're doing. And
well, now, I heard you say did you say you had 5 drivers?
No, 50 drivers.
50? 50?
50. Yes.
Wow. And how many volunteers? How many schedulers?
All volunteers. Typically, and we're always looking for more drivers, by the way, and schedulers. Typically, a driver will work maybe 3 half days per month on their schedule, 4-hour shifts, either a morning or an afternoon, and according to their schedule. If they golf every Wednesday, they just don't sign up to drive on every Wednesday.
Well, and what once again, it's coming to me as we discuss this. So you're taking me to a doctor's appointment. The van's not going to wait there while I'm at the doctor's appointment. You'll be going to other places, dropping off other people and picking up other people and coming back to get me later, right?
Exactly.
This is a scheduling logistic nightmare, I bet.
Well, it can be challenging.
I bet it is.
That is one of our initiatives that we're undertaking right now. We're evaluating software to help us through that.
I bet.
Now it's primarily a paper and pencil operation for the schedulers, and we do roughly 3,000 rides a year. So
3,000 rides a year.
Right, and that's on the upward trend.
Well, let's talk about a critical service. I mean, man, if you guys weren't here, geez.
Yeah, you're right. It was a need that was recognized by Linda Grassi. She's the founder of Village SCAT. Back in 2010 and prior to that, she recognized the need for this and went about creating the organization, finding Central Arkansas Development Council who'd be willing to support us financially and in many other ways, I should say. And it's just grown from there, from a single van to a handful of drivers to what we are today.
Wow. Well, let me just stab in between here again, just from the 5 Mile High view. I bet this can be rewarding as a driver or as any kind of volunteer, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a story.
You get to meet so many different people, and you get to know some of the riders. Some of the riders will ride with us occasionally, once or twice a month. Others are several times a week. So as a driver, you get to know them. You get to know what their quirks are. You get to know about their family. You get to hear their life story. One of our riders likes to tell us about his days in Nazi concentration camp.
Are you serious?
Just a toddler. And so, yes.
Wow. So do you get, I mean, not everybody's swiping a credit card, I guess. Do you pay the funds up front, or do you do that online? Or I mean, I can understand with this demographic, you may have some more challenges.
Yeah, we do not accept credit card or debit cards.
Really? So it's all cash? Cash
or check, or there's an option that a lot of our frequent riders have that we have a punch card.
Really?
A punch will allow you for 10 rides, and that's at a cost of $36.
Well, now
So
I'm going to, my co-host Randy, I'm going to take a stab at him real quick. I think, maybe for Christmas, I'll buy him one of those punch cards. Nothing says you're old like a scat card,
Yeah, we do have that. That we received in the mail prior to Christmas from
Really?
kids out of town saying, here's one day I opened up the mail and there was a check for $144
Really?
for 4 punch cards for mom.
How cool.
So next time we gave mom a ride, which was about the next day or two, we said, this is from your daughter.
What a wonderful story. What a wonderful story. So this is a shot here we have, if you'd have to go to YouTube to see us here, but I don't drive, but I have a driver, and lawyers, veterinarians, personal appointments, medical appointments, work, job. You actually shuffle people back and forth to another job or something that they do?
Oh yeah, we have, most of our riders are, I'll use term elderly, but no, there's no age limit. We drive people to their jobs. You have to drop the car off at Jensen's and you don't feel like waiting around for it.
Yeah, sure.
Get new tires. We'll do trips like that for people that can drive, but just are without a car for whatever reason.
What an absolutely excellent idea. I mean, really. And Ken, I'm sorry, John, we need to wrap this up and kind of tighten it up. But I hope some listener or viewer has watched this and thought, number one, that's a great cause. Number two, I'd like to be involved. Number three, where do I send a check? So give me that information.
Okay. First of all, if you'd like to be involved, please give us a call. To be a driver, all you have to do is have a relatively clean driving record. We have an orientation session that familiarizes you with what our procedures are. Like anything, there's paperwork involved and so forth. Give the office a call. The number you gave out earlier, 915-0087. Same thing with schedulers. I didn't mention that earlier. They normally work from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, typically 2 days in a month. And again, according to what their schedule allows. Both are real rewarding positions to be in. Donations, we're always willing to accept them. They can be mailed to the address that's on the website on 198 Carmona Road.
Mm-hmm.
Village Scat Transportation is what we go by as a business name. Officially, we are Hot Springs Village Transportation Group. We are incorporated as a 501c3 organization. So we do receive a lot of support from the community, both individuals, from businesses, as well as some of the churches. So donations are always welcome. They're primarily going right now. I mentioned our focus is on acquiring some software to manage operations and acquisition of vans as they become needed. So we're nearing the point where we're considering that we may have to add an additional van to our fleet.
Wow. Well, that's a good problem to have, I suspect, but it's more demand and more volunteers is what we need.
Right.
I put a post. I'm sorry.
Always welcome more riders.
Always welcome more riders. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that in the next few years, I promise. And if there's a downside to being in the village, many times your extended family is extended. They're further away, and we are car centric. I mean, it's hard to walk somewhere in the village to speak of.
Right.
We're all destinations, if you get my point. I will make note. I put a post up on Facebook the other day that has been extremely, extremely well received. It said, don't pay for the Starbucks for the person behind you. Don't pay for their Starbucks, to pay it ahead. Mm-hmm. Call the school, the local school, and pay an unpaid child lunch program. There will be plenty of child for that. I get that. And I think that's a great deal. I mean, I think there's something like 7,000 people have viewed that link and love it, and it's great and everything. And that we don't have a Starbucks, so that may be a little esoteric, but buying a punch card for a friend or buying a punch card and just donating it. And I promise you, I guarantee you with the number of riders that you have somebody that could use a free punch card, don't you, John?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I should probably say that we're recording this on December 30th. It happens that we have a volunteer that wanted to be a Santa Claus this year, and as well as he did last year. And he provided free rides for all of our riders for this past week between Christmas and New Year's.
Really? So he just wrote, so whoa. He drove the bus and literally paid for their rides out of his pocket.
Exactly. Well, yeah, he wasn't necessarily driving, but he said,
but I mean, he subsidized their rides.
Just send me the bill at the end of the week. Tell me how much I owe for these rides.
I don't mean this lightly, but I will put a check in the mail today, my friend. I really will. Seriously. Talk about a wonderful cause. John, thanks so much for joining us today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, it's been a delight. We will see you next time here on Hot Springs Village, Inside Out.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.